up? Been a while, huh? Been a while. But I've been pretty busy, really busy. But I thought I might check in on everyone. I was watching somebody the other day, or live, and it was actually recorded live. He was talking about how he tries to go on every day. That was my intention. Really has been a trip. My wife's been having health problems, and I mean, she's healthy, but it had a weird, strange thing where she passed out, fell down right in front of me, and I couldn't catch her. So we've been going to heart doctors for her and me and other doctors. But I've been making leather goods like crazy. It's kind of fun. Let me make this hole bigger. But yeah, so I decided I better get on and say hi to everybody, but I can't stop what I'm doing, so you guys get to sew along with me. Let's sew. Make some holes. Yeah, so this is what I'm making. I'm making a tablet case. It's a kickstand. This is the kickstand part, and it fits. It fits any, all sizes of tablet. I don't know if you can see that pretty good, but and now I'm sewing it all together. Looks like this, and it's got little stretchies. And I'll be making these, by the way, and you guys can order them. They're going to be a little expensive because I don't have a sewing machine, because I'm a stitching machine on my own. The front cover, this is the front cover, all tooled. Oh, it's upside down. This is from my friend Roxy. She's my landlady. Is that backwards? Oh, well. But really pretty tooling on here. Yeah, it's my favorite pattern right now. I like the acorns and oak leaf and stuff like that. Wait, and I went yard sale hopping, got my $5 knife. Check this out. I'll make a sheath for it. It has a sheath, but not something I want, but it's just a cheap knife. I paid $5 for it. I think brand new you can get them for like $12 on sale. Probably $19 not on sale. But I'm going to make my own sheath for it. But yeah, I've been busy. And a lot of busy on this. Wondering how everybody's doing. I don't know if there's anybody. Yeah, I guess there's a couple. I don't know if I can see the chat from here, but I'll check it every so often. And I'm trying not to hurry, really, because I don't want to mess up. And I drop my needles just for ease. This is called a double saddle stitch. It's going to be really pretty. I hope everybody can hear me. I didn't check to see if you can hear me, and sorry about the traffic and all that kind of stuff. I can check the chat here. Let's see if I can. Hi, Winter. Hi, Lisa. How are y'all? I figured out how to check the chat on the phone just by sticking my finger over there. I guess I could put it on my tablet. Let me see. Got this big old huge tablet. I made a cover, or let's see, what do you call it? A sleeve for the tablet. I made a sleeve for the tablet, same pattern, the roses, but I toned down the paint because I don't. A guy can't walk around with this big old shiny flowers. And on the other side, I should have did this on both sides, the basket weave. I think it's really pretty. But I did the lace all the way around. Let me see. all the way around it's laced, and that takes a long time, but I think it looks good. I made an accident on it, one hole, but other than that, it came out really nice, I think. And it holds the tablet pretty good. I'll put this away. Okay, I hope I pulled out enough thread to go all the way to the end. If not, no biggie. But I will be selling these, making them, and they fit an array of tablets all the way from like 7-inch tablet all the way up to like 10.5-inch, 10.5-inch. So what's cool about that is things that I make, like holsters and knife sheaths and other products, they're custom to the gun or the knife or whatever, and so I have to have the knife or the gun. Well, on this one, since it fits most iPads and tablets up to around 11 inches, I can just make these a few at a time and sell them. But probably just with no tooling or anything like that, it'll probably be around $150. Excuse me. And then with tooling, probably, depending on what is wanted on the cover, would be about starting at 175, like for your name on it, or your initials, maybe like 160. But it's so time consuming, and it takes quite a bit of leather to do. Thinking this is the back cover right here, and the back cover, what's kind of cool about it is it has a pin holder or pencil holder, and this is for a notepad to slide in, like a 5x8 notepad that goes in it. So this would be the bottom, and then the actual pad that holds the thing. What'll happen is when it's hooked to the front cover and you open it, it will kickstand. Whoops. It will kickstand over and be held by the pin holder, and this back here would be the front cover, and it'll hold your tablet open, and you can set it on your bed or your desk or the counter or whatever you're doing, and it'll hold that tablet up. And I think everybody knows what a kickstand is, right, for a tablet. If not, you can look it up, but basically that's what it is. And I use pretty thick leather on it, except for, like, this is the back cover, the binder, I guess you want to call it, and it wraps around and connects to this part, and then this part right here, I'll take a little piece of leather and I'll attach it under here to here, and that's where it will swing, and it'll swing, and it'll kickstand. But I want this. I'm actually making it backwards because I want the back, when it's propped open, I want the artwork showing. So it'll prop open, and then the bottom part will hold by the pin holder. That's what I'm doing right now, and so far I got about 3 days in it, and hopefully today I'll have it all sewn together. I'm not promising anything, but hopefully by today sometime, or sometime this evening, or, well, I guess today is kind of getting away from me, but hopefully by tonight sometime I have this thing together. And usually I plan on doing a video, but by the time I get started in something, and then I don't want to quit to break out the camera and set up the tripod and do all that stuff. But today I thought, It's been a while. Everybody, I owe everyone at least an update on what's going on. And I heard Jeff is doing pretty good, and he's heading to LA to sign a non-disclosure agreement for a TV show. I don't know if it's his or not. I missed the video, and I haven't went and listened to anybody except BZ. Hello, BZ. I have been listening to him, and then he missed his last live because he fell on the ice. And I heard he did some damage. He's getting a little old to be bouncing around on the ice. Hey, BZ. Okay. I'm going to have to go over there and make sure you don't fall on the ice anymore, huh? And then I got invited to Beachfoot. I'm stoked about that. I'm going to go to the Beachfoot this year. So if anybody is going to Beachfoot, I will see you there. And I'm actually going to make I have another knife I bought on sale, and I'm going to make a knife sheath for it. I'm not going to say what is going to be on the front of the knife sheath, but you can guess it'll probably say Beachfoot and the date. And maybe, I might put a Bigfoot on it, you never know. Like I've been making guitar straps for everybody. Lots of guitar straps. I made one for me. Louie, hello Lou. You sent me a Giddy cigar box guitar, and it's beautiful. It plays beautiful. I've been learning to play it. But I made a strap for that, and I also laced it, with the lace instead of sewing it, and it looks so cool. I don't have it out here, otherwise I would share it. I'll share it here pretty soon. But I did make one. Let me see. Practice one. Yeah, I've been practicing. Like, this is just a practice thing, and I put a Bigfoot on it. And this is just a practice piece. It's not for anyone. I just wanted to lay it out, see what I have to do to make the strap work, because I don't really use patterns with this stuff. I make my own. But yeah, so that knife will probably have a Bigfoot on it, and maybe a UFO like that. And this one was just practice. I know it's a waste of leather, but I don't care. I've been struggling with putting the holes for the thread, and I bought an arbor press, and I had a machinist drill a hole in the bottom of the press part so that it'll hold my tools in it, and put a set screw in it so that I can tighten it down. And I did all this with that, with the arbor press. It makes it so much easier. And what I was having the problem with is you have to keep the tool straight up and down. If you lean a little bit, then it kind of comes out the edge because you're so close to the edge here. And if I'm coming in from this side and I angle it, it'll go up and then be too close. And the line, I'll be like this all the way down, so my inside stitch would be kind of all over the map. And even though the outside, the one that counts, would be, straight, but the back would not, the back side would not ever be straight. And I didn't like that. And I have strength problems in my hand. I'm old, and I abused myself. I have carpal tunnel and all that stuff. So this is intense work on your hands, the leather is. Yeah. And so that's what I've been up to and what I've been doing. I'm looking forward to it getting warmer, because I have plans to get out in the field and say hello to the Squatches. I know they've been missing me. I have one more back procedure. Probably that might take me out at the beginning of summer for probably about, I don't know, 3 months. That's what I did all last year, 4 back procedures. It was hit or miss on the videos. Once I get done with that though, like I don't have a cane anymore, and you guys know, if you watch Finding Bigfoot and you see me on Monsters and Mysteries and stuff like that, you see me with a cane. But I don't have the cane. My wife told me I probably should sell the power chair, because I haven't used the power chair in about 3 years. I haven't had to use that, and now I don't want it. I don't ever want to be in a wheelchair ever again. So if I keep it around, it's kind of like taking up space, and it's a few years old. The battery died. Time to get rid of it. Yeah, so wow, what about the world right now, you guys? What is up? How much more can we take, huh? How much more can we take? Like, get that old fool out of there, right? You can't even put 2 words together, I hope everybody is buying silver and gold and getting their money ready, because the banks are about to crash. And I hope everybody's ready for that, because it's going to happen. And you guys know I've been shouting at the rooftops for probably 10 years about this coming, right? And I know Jeff Gonzalez is too. He's talking about it too. It's coming. A lot of the people that didn't believe it are now finding out, they thought I was wackadoodle, or, we were wackadoodle. They're starting to see now that we are not wackadoodle. I hope everybody's been buying ammo and pew-pews, because there's a lot of illegals here, and they're not all just, friendly little family immigrants. I'm going to tell you that right now. A lot of them are being paid by NATO to be here, and they if it doesn't go their way, which is probably not, and it doesn't look like it is going to, we're probably going to see some violence right in your own neighborhood. So, be prepared to protect yourself for that. I was thinking about asking the Squatches if they'll help protect my house. Just kidding. It might not be a bad idea, something that can pick up a car and throw it 100 yards. You kind of want that guy on your side. Yeah, I'm almost to the end of this run right here. A couple more stitches. I'll show you the stitching when I get done here. But I've been thinking about you guys every single day, and I'm like, I'm gonna do a video, and then I get out here, get all set up, get working, and like, the time gets away from me, and then I don't do it. But today it was like, okay, I got going. I've been out here about, let's see, I don't know what time it is, probably 1 or something like that. I thought, okay, this is it. I'm gonna stop, and I'm gonna get my tripod, and I'm gonna set my phone up, and I might do a bunch of recordings of stuff, because. Okay, so this is the last one. I'll show you this a little bit. Military helicopter's been flying over. Oh, I should tell you guys about my dream I had last night. I had a trippy dream, and you hear that helicopter? That's a military helicopter. Okay, so I'm at the end. I'm going to do a little back stitching here. No, that one's not military. It's probably the copper chopper. It's kind of noisy, but I had this really crazy dream. Man, I hope I didn't pierce the thread. Wow. Okay. There we go. Pierce the thread if I go through there. That a little bit tighter. Okay. So, this dream, and I don't watch the news, so I don't know what's going on, right? At all. But in this dream, I was watching this huge jet. I was watching this huge jet fly over. Let me cut this short. I mean, it was a big one. What, you know, big as a 747 or bigger. And yeah, check out my lighter case. I've been making everything leather. Everything. I make these and sell them too. And I've been making them without the key ring because it's kind of, it doesn't fit in your pocket as well. But I saw this big old huge jet, and it was being escorted by some fighter jets. There we go. Doesn't look too bad, huh? Okay. It was being escorted by these fighter jets, and it was low, and it was banking, and the jets are all, there was like 5 fighter jets with it, banking with it, and all of a sudden there was a flock of birds flying, and they were like right above the flock of birds. But as the jet banked into them, it started sucking the birds up into the turbines of the engines. And all of a sudden, that thing just dropped. And they were pretty high up, I would say 300 feet about. And it dropped. And when it hit the ground, it exploded. Huge explosion. Parts and stuff went flying everywhere. And I wasn't that far away. And as I'm watching it, I was with somebody, and they started cussing, like, what, you know. And then the parts started falling all around us, like raining plane parts, like seats, plane seats. And I got on the ground, and I didn't get under the car because some of the parts were huge, and it looked like if it hit the top of the car or landed on the car, it would smash the car. And if I was under it, it would smash me between the car and the ground. So I kind of went sideways next to the space between the car and the ground, but as close as the car as I could get. And there was stuff falling all around me, and I was hoping that nothing like got me. I was just hoping. And then I woke up, and my wife was awake, and I told her the dream, and she said, "Didn't you hear about the Boeings?" She goes, "Oh man, haven't you heard about the Boeings?" And I told her, "No." I didn't know what she was talking about. But I told her about it, and she's like, "Yeah, you know, the Boeings, they're crashing and parts falling off them and falling on people and all this stuff." I'm like, wow, I gotta tap the stitches, man. That was my dream, and I tripped out when she told me about the Boeings. I had to look it up. Okay, there's the stitch line. See how straight it is? And now the back side is also real straight compared to what I've been doing using the Arbor press. Yeah, so I'm jazzed. I'm jazzed about this. I can't wait to finish it. But you can't hurry things, you know. When you're doing leather, you cannot hurry. So I'm going to do the top. I'm going to do this run right here, and then I got to put holes in it here, and well, I got those done. But I can probably do this whole thing all the way around. I have to put a little strip of leather right here, so I'm probably going to just sew this back line right here and call it. So it's probably going to block me. I look like the mad scientist. The wind's been blowing my hair. Yeah, so how is everybody? Let's see. Hey, Adolf. How are you, man? Hey, let's go for a drive. You're driving right now? Let's go for a drive this Saturday. It's going to be freaking beautiful. And I've been like, something's going on, all right, with the internet. I mean, I already know that YouTube is slamming me on alerts and all that kind of thing. I mean, it's been absolutely slamming me and it doesn't share. Like I did a experiment, and I did some shorts on some old videos from 10 years ago, but I did that, and the first short I did got all kinds of views, and then all of a sudden it just quit. I thought, I wonder if it quit because that's all the people that's gonna watch it, or is it YouTube messing with me again, which is usually the case. Let's see, one. I go about 5 or 6 because the leather's real thick. 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna do 6 just because it's twice as thick as usual leather, maybe a little bit more. I hope I don't run out of thread. I don't have any more of this color. But so I made another short, and it didn't get any views, and it was a really interesting it's tracks, Bigfoot tracks that me and Adolf and I came across out in our travels around the Bigfoot world. And I think YouTube's just messing with me as usual. It's kind of getting old that they want to shadow ban me and all that kind of stuff. And I get it. I talk about things that it's truth, and right now there's a battle against the truth. We're supposed to just be little lemmings, and listen to whatever they tell us and don't talk about the truth. We need to stick with the narrative, And I'm kind of hoping that narrative goes away here real soon. One thing that I don't get is, what's up, America? What's up, America? Can you see it yet? How come we're just letting these people do whatever and we're not mad enough to say no yet? Why aren't we saying no? They're trying to take our guns left and right. Why would they want to take our guns? I ask you, why? Why do they want to take the guns? And why do you believe that guns are scary like they tell you? What if I told you I had a gun sitting right here for 3 days and as long as nobody touched it, didn't kill anyone? In fact, it's safe as can be. They want our guns because they know that if we learn the truth, we'll be gunning for them. Okay, and that's why YouTube wants to shadow ban me, because I'll tell you that, and I'm telling you the truth. They want us unarmed, they want us not driving, and they want us eating bugs. They want us living in a 15-minute city. You know what a 15-minute city is? If you don't, look it up. All the companies that make food are now starting to incorporate crickets into the food. Get rid of the cows, they make climate change. I better shut up before they just take away my YouTube altogether, right? But, I'm at the point where I don't give a freaking flop, because America's just kicking back letting it happen, and there's 350 million of us. There's only about, what, 200 or 400 senators or whatever, there's not that many of them up there in Washington. Sure, if they'll pull a January 6th, there we go, I better not say dates. I'm gonna screw myself, but yeah, that thing that happened and people got locked up for nothing except for being patriots. I probably just said all the key words. But I'm to the point where I don't care. If the people don't care enough to put their foot down and get on the same page and say they don't care, that they want it all to stop, why should I shut up? I'm tired of being the one that everybody says I'm the wacko. I'm the one, I should shut up. Like, no, really, people. We shouldn't shut up. We should get loud and proud. We should not let these jerks do what they're doing. I'm about done with it all. To tell you the truth. Uh-oh. Can't get through. Whoops. Oh. On the ground. Everything on the ground when you can't bend over and get to the ground, of course. I probably should get off that soapbox before they just turn me off right now, right? Because they will. Uh-oh. I didn't go all the way through. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Okay, let me see. This might take a little bit of finesse here. Dang. Maybe I better lay it down and do it. That way I don't pull it all apart. Okay. It's got to go all the way through. Did I go through? Yes. Okay. Let me see about this one. Excuse me while I save the world. Save the tablet. Tablet world. Alright. Let's try this again. Yeah, so I think I better shut up. I said a lot right there in 5 minutes. Enough to get me banned again or shadow banned. And what I started with was Facebook. Okay, here I go again. But Facebook, gotta love you, Facebook. I'll post something. I'll post up something, and then all of a sudden, I can see everybody's post and I can read everything, and in Facebook I'll be able to like comment or whatever, but my messenger, I can't comment, I can't do anything. So I see I have messages, but I can't respond to the messages. And I think it's because a lot of times I don't hold back in messages. I think that's my private place, but it's not private, okay? They don't care. They just, they shut off my messenger all the time, and I'll be like in timeout for 3 days, stuff like that. So if you ever send me messages and I don't get back to you within a few days, that's why. Because half the time I'm locked out of my messages. I can't even look at them. And it's rather annoying, but I'm just not gonna, I'm tired of bending over and being quiet and taking it, without the Vaseline and all that shit. And I'm just done with the motherfuckers. Excuse my French, but that's how I feel about it. We're America, right? When I was in Africa, they would shoot people in the head for being gay. If you were gay, they found out you were gay, you were shot in the head immediately. No going to jail, no court, no anything. They drug you out to the side of the road and they shot you right in the head because you were the problem. You were the one spreading AIDS and killing everybody. So, like, I know America's pretty tolerant, but we need to get intolerant on some things. You know what I mean? We really do. We really do. I really, really do. I watched these two guys get drug out onto the side of the road in the jungle, and I didn't know what was going on. It was at a police checkpoint, and all of a sudden it was like the fourth police checkpoint. We were every 20 so miles there was a police checkpoint. And what were they checking on? They were checking on their own people. Like they were checking on if, their own people are keeping tabs of everybody. If you speak against their government, you go to jail, and usually you're executed as well. So, I mean, we're a pretty tolerant country, but we are letting some very bad people tell us what to do and slowly take away our rights. And here we are, right? Here we are. And I don't want to be right here anymore. I'm tired of playing this game and watching everything go to heck in a handbasket. I'm ready to go stand up for myself and everyone that can't stand up for their own self. But I hope everybody else is getting there as well. Boy, is it getting bad. But anyways, Adolf, I missed that message about going for a drive. I saw there was a message, but I couldn't respond. And then, 2 days later, I'm thinking, dang it. And I had the whole weekend off, too. I had scheduled it off. This weekend, not so much, but I think I can finagle a Saturday if you want to go on Saturday. I'm not real sure. I might be speaking out of line here because I've been having to help my wife on a lot of things, and so that's really important. We need to take care of our own. Before we go have fun, we need to make sure that everything's hunky-dory. But I missed all last year doing back surgeries and all that stuff. And I'm aching to get out. I really am. I did get out and go to Idaho and build the studio for BZ. It's a beautiful studio. $6,000 computer, 3 cameras, beautiful microphones, and I mean it's a cool studio. If I could afford something like that, I would probably do it. Yeah. Ooh, I smell something burning. Yeah, so I should look at chat and see if anybody asked a question or anything. You know what? Let me set up my tablet here. It's kind of dirty. Yeah. Let's see here. Am I live or am I Memorex? Let's see, view channel. I need to turn down the audio. There I am. I just loaded a random picture. Whoops. I didn't turn it down enough, but yeah, the picture is actually of the guitar strap I made. Okay, let me see. I can see chat. Why, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, C. Martin. I'll be adding a wrench to you, C. Martin, whoever C is. And so far that's it, huh? No questions or anything? Well, thank you about the work. Let me set it back over here. That way I can see when it, I will let you know. Here, I'm going to talk to my tablet over there. I will let you know. We have, I think this coming weekend, we got, what do you call it, the curb trash thing where you could take anything and throw it out to the curb and they'll pick it up. The community cleanup or whatever they call it. I think that's this weekend, and I have a lot of crap that can go out there, and that's what I might wind up be doing, because that's important to my wife, real important to her, and it should be important to me too. I have a lot of people here that I take care of, and hopefully they think it's important too, you know, because a lot of it isn't even mine, it's other people's, and so that's where we are on that. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so what about the weather, you guys? What about the weather? Like, one minute it's, and I think it's everywhere. Have you noticed the weathercasters? They're kind of off. You notice that? Oh, come on. Get in a hole. I was going to say something I better not say. That's what somebody said. No. But, I digress. Have you ever noticed that people that do lives, they try to sound intelligent? I digress. The one that gets me the most is especially. Especially. You hear how I say especially? What am I? I'm on gripe day, right? Really, everyone else says ek, especially. Ek, especially. Well, for everybody that says ek, especially, look it up. It doesn't have a k in it. Okay? And there I go for that. But yeah, so the weather, it's all wackadoodle. It doesn't know if it's raining. It doesn't know if it's going to be warm. It doesn't know if it's going to be freezing. And the weatherman doesn't know either. And they've been telling us it's going to rain. And then they show it going to rain for 3 days. And then it barely sprinkles. So, I mean, it's cloudy and windy, but there's no rain. And then they go to the saying it's not going to rain. It'll be just cloudy, and then it'll rain for 3 straight days. It's making them look pretty stupid, that's for sure. I'm starting to wonder, they don't have a clue, do they? They don't have a clue. And I'm sorry I'm not paying attention to everybody. I really got to get this done, and I hope you don't mind riding along on the sewing thing with me. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Oh, still drinking my coffee. I like this Yeti cup. Gets my coffee, I put it in nice and piping hot, and then it stays hot all day. And I can sip on this big thing all day. And I can sip on coffee all day. Let me see. Later, Adolf. Catch you later, bro. You're probably already gone, but if you hear this later, catch you later, bro. But yeah. I promise I will break out the cameras and stuff like that. What I'm probably going to do, though, instead of going live, is I'm going to set up the camcorder. That way I can put the microphone on and it sounds better, and I will record things. And I'm probably going to, like, I was watching, I cannot say your name. If you're watching, bro, I can't say your name. But I found a new leather guy online, and I guess he's not new at leather, but to me he's new. And I don't really watch leather people, but for some reason it suggested his video, and I checked it out, and it was good. I mean, he looks like an excellent leather guy, excellent crafter, hobbyist, whatever. I think he's doing it as a living. And he is good enough to do that. And oh yeah, if you're watching, I should suggest on that shoulder strap you're doing for the briefcase, on the top side, on the part that slides, the the pad, whatever you want to call it, um, it would be cool if you put that blue lace and laced a blue piece like you did on the front of the briefcase. That is so cool looking. Just wanted to say, that's if you're watching, but if not, or you watch this later. It says some political social shit show happening. Oh my God, Canada. Who said that? L. L. I feel for you guys in Canada. I mean, now they're like, if you say something on your social media, you could be put in jail. I mean, they're trying to get you guys now, and they're trying to take away all semi-automatic pew pews. The ones where you pull a trigger and it goes bang, 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 right? No bolt. They're trying to take them away. They're trying to take them away. They already did mostly in California, but man, you guys, that little dude over in Canada, he's bad. And I seen what happened when you guys stood up to it. They shipped some people in from out of country to kick your ass, and they kicked a bunch of truckers' ass and arrested them, and kind of like our January thingamajig. Yeah. I'm making a tablet case with a kickstand. That's what it's called. Tablet case with a kickstand. I'm working on the front cover. This part right here is what is going to fold over, and it's going to hold the back cover like a book. It's going to be a big book. That's what it's going to be. And I showed it earlier, and anyone that wants to see it can go back and look at that. I'm also going to be selling these. And I know I'm selling it expensive, but if I sell it cheaper, I'm selling myself short, you guys. Like, I'm on my third day right here on this. You got to admit, like, I start out with a big old giant half of a cow, the hide of a cow, right? It's big as 4 feet wide by 8 feet long or more. And then I usually make my own patterns and templates for things. But if I have to cut it out, and then I have to color it, tool it, like on this I have all the pretty tooling and everything, and then I have to put the sewing in and put it all together, and then fix the edges, because you can't leave it like this, right? You can't leave it like that. You have to do the edges like kind of like this. See, I kind of finished the edges on that. See how that looks? So that takes hours to do. You have to sand it and dye it and then rub it with this little thing. Or you get one of these and heat, and I use the dye, and then I don't do much. I'm gonna put another, I guess, a finish on here so that the black dye doesn't rub off on anyone. But that's how you do it, and then it winds up all shiny looking. I don't know if you can see that, but all the edges on here will be like that. So if I sold it for, say, $50, how much an hour am I making? Really, Let me see. Hey, Dave, how are you? Yeah, people do pay, and I'm at the point now where I don't really want a job. I'm retired. I really am. Believe it or not, I'm retired, and I don't really want a job. But I like making things for people. But the leather's real expensive. Everything's expensive now, and I don't mind making things for people. I give a lot of stuff away, but I've had a few people that want something and then they want their name on it, and I came, I tell them how much, and they're like, oh yeah, okay, we'll do it. And then I make it, and then they decide they don't want it. They don't like how much it is all of a sudden. And then I'm stuck with something that it isn't good for anybody because it has their name on it. You know what I mean? And then I'm stuck with this, and I didn't make anything, and I spent all that time, wasted all the material because I could have made something else. Can't remake it. Once it's on the leather, even a dent or a ding, it's there for life. So now it's like if you want something, you got to pay up front, all of it up front. That way I can buy the materials I need for it, and I know that they're going to take it when it's done, right? And I'm sorry I got to be that way, but if I make these on for, like generically, just have it where it's just this kind of finish, a nice finish, no tooling, 150, and I put them on Etsy or whatever, they're going to buy it, and that's going to be paying for it first before I ship it, right? So there's no difference, really, except if you want your name on it or your initials on it or a certain design on it, then, I still have to make it, but the people can still pay for it up front. I just have to do that, and because I can't afford to make things and spend days making it and then have people decide they don't want it, and then I'm stuck with it, unless I find somebody else that's named Juanito or whatever, whatever their name is, which is highly unlikely. This one I'm not charging for. My landlady is an angel. She helped me through some of the worst times of my life, and she could have kicked me out, and I love her like no other, and she deserves something from me, and she's gonna get this. She has no idea. I told her I was making one of these. I told her I was making a sleeve, right? But she's really gonna get this. See, like even on the inside of this, you see that? That's lined. And that's pigskin. It's lined with pigskin. I line everything. On the guitar straps, I use milled leather, and it comes out like beautiful and lush and pliable and non-slip, and but I mean, it really makes it nice, And the guitar straps, I'm at about $200 on the guitar straps. I probably should be more on this as well. But the guitar strap, the lining leather that I use, unless I put suede or something like that, the lining leather is really expensive. It's like $70 just for a little bit of it. But it is so worth it, to have it on there. And then it's all hand stitched as well. And it's probably 3 times more stitching than this thing. And usually the guitar strap, people want special things said on it, their name or their band name and tooling and all that. So it costs me a little more time and material to make a guitar strap, believe it or not. And this leather right here, it's just regular, what they call veg tan. It's not any certain color or anything, and it's easily tooled. I can make it any color, and so it's cheaper, I should say. Thank you, Dave. How's it going, brother? Yeah, everybody's at work. I don't have a job, but I kind of do have a job, huh? This thing's sliding. Kind of a bummer. But I enjoy this, and I kind of got seriously back into it here recently, and I wasn't doing anything. And how I got back into it was, all right, where are you? Oh, I can't see it. So I got back into it because my son gave me a pistol, and because I'm a leather guy, I want the coolest leather, custom holster, and I was thinking about 125. I didn't know the prices on things, but a holster, the kind I wanted, $400, right? $400. And I told my wife, you know what? I'm going to make it. I'll make it. I could buy all the tools and leather and everything for 400, and I could make that holster. So I did. And she kind of laughed at me, but I made a really nice one, and then I made a shoulder holster so I can, when I'm out squatching, I could carry it kind of hidden. And I actually believe that we should be able to carry, everyone should be able to carry anytime, all the time, concealed or unconcealed. If we were doing that, crime would be zip. And sure, if people started doing that, there'd be people getting shot, but they would deserve it probably. And crime would go to zero because the bad guys wouldn't know who has one or who doesn't have one. And, half the shit we're seeing today would probably stop really quick. And there wouldn't be crazies going off with guns either because they know that everybody has one or potentially has one, and they wouldn't do anything either. I mean, it didn't hurt our country before, and it won't hurt our country again. And the only reason that we don't have them is because the people that are running our country are bad guys, and they're afraid of everybody, the good guys with guns, right? So now all we have around here is bad guys with guns. Yeah, that's all we have is bad guys with guns now. Cops. Has a cop really ever stopped the shooting? No. They come after the fact, right? They come after the fact. They get called, and then if there's guns, they're not in a hurry. They're not in a hurry because they don't want to get in a shootout. They just want to come and clean up, take a report. They don't want to get in a gun battle, so they're not in a hurry. Okay. You might think they would be, but they're not. There's been every day there's people that use a weapon to defend their family or friends, and they stop a lot of crime. And they're not bad people, but you will not hear that on the news. You will not hear that. You will hear all the ones that be stupid with a gun. And that's what we hear. Try to use fear, be afraid of guns, be afraid of climate change, be afraid of everything, but don't be afraid of illegal immigrants, and don't be afraid, of the stuff they're telling you that we shouldn't be afraid of. But I'll tell you right now, they're crazy. And they don't want you to know that. They want to scare you into giving up your freedom. And they're doing a dang good job of it. A really good job of it. And here I am saying I'm not going to do that. Hey, you have a good day at work, Dave. I know how it is, man. I'm kind of glad I'm retired, even though I enjoyed my job immensely. I mean, how could you not like a job where you give away cars and cash, and you get to dream up ideas to give away cars, cash, motorcycles, a house? I mean, the marketing director of a casino is a pretty fun job, I'll tell you that. But I agree. Constitutional carry is where it's at, and there's quite a few states going to that. Keep getting hooked up on the little lever down here. Hang it up. slowly but surely I'm making my way down the pike here. Trying to keep everything even, the same pressure when I pull it, the same angle when I pull it, going through the same side every time, right? Got a little low. Yeah, this little lever, I keep getting my thread hung up in it. That way I keep everything the same and the stitching all looks the same. I'm happy with the arbor press. That made my life so much easier, especially on making this stitch line straight like that. Because believe me, this is the back side of it, and it would look like crap. Almost embarrassing, but people would tell me, "Don't worry, you know that's what makes it. That's what makes it custom, you know, and handmade. Those little things." And it's like, yeah, but I could do better. Just only my hands don't let me do it better. So the arbor press, and then for people like I can't say his name, the one I watched today and was in chat with him. If an arbor press will speed things up, because the tool that you use to punch the holes, let me show you. It's over here. Let me see here. So to punch the holes, I think I have one with 6. So you put that on the leather on a line, and then you hammer down and you hammer it into the leather, pull it out, put this tine in the last hole in there, lay it over. So you're only, on this one, you're only doing really 3 holes at a time. So it's bink, like bink, you know, and it takes a long time. The arbor press speeds that up because it's held in the press part. You just pull a lever down and you go pop, pull it out, set it over, pop, pop, pop. No hammering, no, you know, because the hammering will get to the neighbors and the family, and you hear bang, 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 bang. Especially on a guitar shop where you have several hundred holes in it. Yeah, so that arbor press really is saving me for punching holes, putting stamps. Like I got my daughter bought me, I don't know if it's right here. What did I do with it? Well, you can't see it, but she bought me some stamps. And you can see right here there's a rose, crossed guns. And I have a whole bunch of stuff. Dragons. Let me see. I have it right here. Oh, well. I don't know what he did with it, but I have a whole bunch of stamps. The flag, USA, the guns, a marijuana leaf, different things that people would want. And I can put, instead of putting that down and then hammering it, bam, 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 to impress that into the leather, I could just set it on the leather and bring the ram down and press it down, and ta-da, you know, without hammering. And then a lot of times when you're hammering the stamp into into the leather, it won't make a good impression. So you wind up having to try to get it back in there, you know, and hammer it some more to get it in there. With the press, you just pull that down and kind of lean on it for 3 or 4 seconds, and it makes a beautiful impression. And I'm able to be more consistent with the impressions than hammering, because sometimes when you're hammering, you hammer it too deep on one side and it's not deep enough on the other side, or you don't hammer it enough, or I mean, it's just a whole bunch of problems. Mailman. But yeah, so my daughter bought me, I don't know, half a dozen of those stamps. I got some roses, a dragon, a trout, you know, and it's really nice to be able to without carving everything into it, I can just stamp things in. Because before I would have to find something online and then copy it and then size it to the size of whatever is going to fit on the leather, and then trace it onto the leather, then carve it into the leather, and then tool it down to 3D. And with this thing, I just put it on the leather, pull it down, lean on it, and bam, it's in the leather. This one looks to be glass view here. Well, here I am yakety about nothing you guys even want to hear, probably. But mostly I just got on to give everybody an update on what's going on and try not to stop forward progress on what I'm doing. 'Cause I'll probably be out here. I don't know how long I was talking when I did this right here, but I know I've been stitching at least a good 20 minutes right here, right? Just on this one. Maybe you guys know. And I've taken little breaks. Oh, you want to hear it? Hi, Mark. How are you, man? That's right. It's like over half now of the states are constitutional carry, and people are getting wising up. They're just not going fast enough for me. Like, believe me, the majority of the people that like what's going on today they're not in the majority. They're in the minority, and they're listening to the news. And the news is telling you lies. If you want to know what the truth is when you listen to the news, think opposite. You think opposite and you'll know what the truth is. Because the news is lying. They are owned by these families that own the banks, own the foods. They own all the big farms. They own all the pharma. They own everything. So I get it. It's a big deal to fight against these guys because they own so much. And they have all the money, right? They have everything and they own all the money, and they have us enslaved. And they have us also convinced that we're powerless against them. But if you think about it, I said there's these families, right? There are only a few people. We're the ones doing everything anyways. We drive the trucks, we make the food, we do everything. They're not making it, we are. We're the ones that make the pills. We're the ones that make everything. If we decided we're gonna like take it away from them, actually steal it from them and take it away and do it, what are they gonna do about it? We don't have to sit back and let this shit happen. We could actually take everything into our own hands. Like, why do the cops think they have to do what they tell them to do? Why? Even though they know it's wrong. Even though they know the laws are against the people and everything. Why do they uphold this shit? Why? And why do people keep going to work and doing things they know are wrong? Why? Do they get paid enough to look the other way? Is that what it is? Like, what is it? Why? I don't get it. I don't get it. We're the ones with all the power and we don't know it. And they have us all buffaloed. And we all, I don't know. It's really frustrating to me. Frustrating. Real frustrating. I mean, if the cops wouldn't do what they're told to do against the people and actually stood up for it, all the people would back them up. You know, maybe we would hire them on, out of our own thing and have them be the police. Screw the other police. They could arrest all those bad cops, the ones that want to just fold. Okay, now that sounds like a military helicopter. I'm pretty sure it is. They've been flying around all over the place. Yeah, that one is. There's been one flying around. I probably could show you guys. I'm sure that just by the sound of it. For sure. Black Hawk. There's a Black Hawk. It's booking. It's going the same direction it was going the other day. The same direction. Come on, melt. What am I messing up here? Melt down in there. Wait a minute. Let me hammer this down. See. They do it for the money. You're right. They do it for the money. Okay, how does that look? Now I got to go around the edge. On this one, when I get on this side of it, I have to put a little piece of leather. See, I have something like this. And I'll stitch it on. And then I'll stitch this piece on like this, kind of like. And then that will, that will be my hinge, right? So when that's on there, it'll be able to hinge. It'll be able to hinge like that. But I have to sew that piece and this piece at the same time. That's going to be one of the last things I do, is that, putting that piece on. And then this one, probably the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to probably sew these sides up to here where the hinge goes. I'll do that first, and then I have to put, you can see the line, I have to put this on that, and I have to put another line over here too, right? So it'll be like an inch in, something like that. Kind of like I did that one. See, and I made a mistake on this one. This stitch line right here should have been hidden behind the lining. This is the lining, the white, or the clear, lighter. And this is the actual front cover part. And I should have, before I glued that, I should have stitched that, and you wouldn't see it. It would be, you'd see it on here, but it would be behind it, in between, and then put the lining on, right? But I kind of made a mistake. First time I ever made one of these, but so I'm not doing bad, and I'm not selling it. So, and that's the whole idea. A lot of times I put things together. And then for like a run, and I'll give those away or use it myself. And now that notepad will slide, the back of it will slide in here and have a notepad right there. But I'll make it, and it'll be like the one I make the mistakes on, and I take notes on difficult things, or what, like that part where I should have not glued the liner and sewn those pieces on. And I have a little list of things that I need to do or should do in order, and then I won't make that mistake again. I mean, really, it's not a mistake, but it just looks more professional if that would be hidden behind. There's nothing I could do about that except for make it straight, right? That one has to be out there. I mean, I guess I could put it down there, but it would look kind of weird to have the stitching run along here and not be down here. And then you can see where the other cover is gonna, I'll glue that on, and then I'll punch the holes when it's all glued together. And then I'll sew that together a little bit later. But I have 2 more runs here on this one. I need to go along this one and this one, and then sew this piece on to this, and then I'll have that hinge on this one, so it'll go together with that hinge in between there. Anyways, all given TMI, right? Let me see. Hey, Knight Rider, how's it going, man? Fire dude. I know who you are. Yeah. Thank you, sir. It is pretty nice. I'm going to make one for me next. Actually, take that back. Scratch that. I have to make one for my wife first. And I gave her a tablet, so this one will fit. Like, this is the cool part, right? This is the cool part. It's adjustable. Like, most of the things I make are not adjustable. So this one can slide, and I could fit a pretty big tablet, right? Up to about 11 inches. So, whoops, I'm getting it all messed up. So it goes in, then you bring that over, this one over, and that holds it. So when this has the little piece, that hinge that goes on that cover, it's going to be held by this, so it'll just swing out, and then it'll be held by this, by the pin holder or pencil holder, right? And then the spine will hold here and then hold the front cover on, and this will swing out from the front cover and go in there, and then you can stand your tablet up. And this is I think this is an 8, Amazon Fire 8, and it probably could hold a 7, probably, all the way up to an 11-inch iPad. It won't hold the one I have. Mine's 12 inches. It's a little bit big, so. But I can customize. I can make changes to it. I can make this bigger, right? Wider and longer on this side. A little bit longer right here. Right here, make it a little bit longer. A little bit wider. And do the same thing over there and just make everything a little bit bigger, and then it'll hold the big tablets too, right? And I bought this template just so I could see how everything goes together, and then I customize everything usually anyways. But I couldn't conceive of an idea. I wanted to make a tablet cover with a kickstand, but I sat at the drawing board for weeks and I just couldn't figure out how to do it and how everything would go together. And then I seen this at Tandy for, I think it was $32. Then they had it on sale, and I thought, okay, this is my moment. You know, I bought it, and then here we go, right? Here we go. And now I have a good idea of how it all goes together, and I will modify it a lot, however I want. Like, in fact, this part right here is supposed to have, and I made it at first, but it's supposed to have another pretty scallop edge, and it would be long all the way down here. It would be long enough where it would go all the way down here and it was supposed to be like, I don't know, about 3/16 of an inch away, and it just makes it pretty. That's all it is decorative. But then I saw it and I thought, I don't have to have that piece on there. This is actually doing the job anyways. Why have that second layer? If somebody wants it, they could have it, but I don't see anything wrong with just that. Tell me I'm wrong. I have no idea, but what do you think? Yeah, our corrupt government really does fear us. They're battling the 2A stuff right now in court. In fact, California just won something, but the judge put a 10-day stay on it. And so what was won here in California, California, when we buy, we can only buy one gun a month, and we have to do a background check. Also with ammunition, there for a week we won, but the California appealed it, and we only had 1 week really. And I bought ammunition during that time too, but we have to do a background check every time you buy ammunition. Every time you buy ammunition, we can't buy it out of state. It can't be. We have to go down there and do a background check to buy ammunition. Well, a judge threw that out and said that's unconstitutional. And for 1 week before California could appeal it, we could order it online and the whole thing and no background check. And I bought some online, had it shipped and got to my house the day California went to the Ninth Circuit of Appeals and got that, had a stay put on it. So now we all have to do background checks again until it goes all the way to the Supreme Court, which takes years for these guys to do. They know they're going to lose on all this stuff, but it's a delay. And we just won, like a few weeks ago, we won the magazine ban. Mm-hmm. Like we have to have 10 round magazines, even though the gun is made to have 15. And what's the difference between 10 and 15? All the guys I know, since we have a 15 round or 10 round, we can only carry 10 round magazines. So they just carry more magazines, right? It's stupid. It's all stupid. But we've won all of them. But the Ninth Circuit of Appeals always stays the judgment. And then they battle it around in court as long as they can and mess with it. And then when it finally gets to the Supreme Court, you hope that they're going to stand with the first federal judge that said it's unconstitutional. Like, man, I tell you, I get aggravated at these guys so bad. But I'm going to go, man, really, I probably should punch all the holes in this all the way. Yeah, I probably should go all the way to the end with the holes. See, I gotta come in, I gotta make a stitch line like this. So instead of having this one and this one, I'll have a straight one right an inch, and then I'll have another one on the inside that will wrap around like that. So I'll have one right here holding it, and then I'll have another one along here on the inside, like right here. So a stitch line right here and a stitch line right here, kind of like this, but this one has that in it. And I could, I already lined it, but anyways, I probably should put all the holes all the way right here, all of them, and not sew anything until I get that. Wow. You know what I should have done? I should have, instead of having this be like this, I should have cut this piece with this on both sides. I think that's what I'm going to do next time. That's not what the directions tell you, but who cares? I think that would look good on the back cover as well, right? Having this on this edge as well. Wouldn't that look good? And then then I won't put the liner on it. I'll sew both sides on without the liner. I don't know if I could do that. Yeah, I guess I could. Just make it wieldy when I sew it. I'll have to think about that. What do you guys think? Should I put that on the next one? Should I put this scallop on this side too? What do you guys say? Yeah, I know so many people, like my sons, they live in Indiana, and it's a constitutional carry state, and they carry all the time, and they buy their ammo either in the store or online, whatever's on sale, right? And it's just so, yeah, so I check this out, okay? I never thought about doing a double stitch and then a lanyard hole. I think I'm going to use this as my template because this bad boy, yard sale, $5, but I think I'm going to use this as my template. I can measure, like trace around this and just figure out this part. This ain't nothing. It's so cheap. Look at that. Like inside, it has a rivet. I don't know if you could see that. It has a rivet. It's not even finished or anything back here. Whoops. And it's really like a thin leather. Because what I would be using is to make knife sheaths. You see how thick that is right there? Okay, this part down below, the light part, that's what this knife sheath's made of. I would be using this thick stuff. The bad part is when you put two of them together, when you put two things together, or in a knife sheet, you have to have three. So then that makes this thing like 3/4 of an inch, right? 3 layers. So 3 of these thick layers. And the reason you do it is, this one has it, but they use a really thin leather. You can see it has 3 layers. They're thin. Mine would be the thick stuff, and it would put it like fat, right? It would put it fat. Anyways, probably TMI again. And I never thought about doing the double row of stitching. I'm gonna do that. Then I thought about putting an eagle on here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put an eagle, like Tula eagle onto it. Anyways. Yeah, I love making things myself, the designs, and what I do is I just take out, like, say if I got this knife and I didn't have a sheath, I lay it down and then I trace around, not so much the shark fins or whatever, but I trace it, put this part and the angle and everything, and then I draw it onto the leather and I cut out 2 pieces and sew them together, and then I take a strip and go around for this part. You put it inside the holster along the edge. That way when you put the knife in and out, it hits that middle piece of leather. It's called a welt. And this one has a welt. It has a welt all the way around. I would put the welt all the way around too. Like, you can see the welt right there better. Let me see. I'll show you. Okay, whoops. See that 3rd piece of leather in there? Goes in the center. That keeps you from cutting. When you're going in and out, you won't cut the thread, your stitch. So... But all that takes a long time. Like, this is all machine die cut, None of this was hand cut at all. This is all die cut. And they just threw it together, and then the sewing machine, and then they had a press that presses the rivets into it, and they were in and out probably in 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes made the whole thing. and you know, and then they drag a whole half a hide of leather through the on that one. They probably bought the leather already that color. It's amazing that it's real leather. A lot of times it's scraps of leather ground up like hamburger and then glued down, and they call it genuine leather, but it's not. Well, yeah, I probably can. It's sewn together, right? It's stitched. So what I would do is just unstitch it and take the old one off, and then you make a new one and then stitch it all back on using the same holes that the old one was on. No sweat, probably. It's probably like 2 inches wide or an inch to 2 inches, somewhere in there, and probably like 4 inches to 5 inches long. And yeah, no problem fixing stuff like that. It's easy, real easy. Well, anyways, I gotta get. I'm gonna start punching holes, and for this last piece, I need to punch some holes in here for that little hinge, right? I'm probably gonna make that probably the full length of this, or at least maybe a half an inch in on each side, and then put that hinge, and then put the hinge right here on this side, then sew it to here, and then these two things will be married together with the hinge in the middle. Whoops. Like that. And have that little piece in there, marrying it together. And have it start somewhere like an inch in, like down here, and then run to about right there, and then it'll hinge. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if everybody understands that, but that's what I'm up to. And I wanted to touch bases, and now I found out it's not really that difficult to set my phone up and do a video. If I just bring the tripod and everything out at one time, I won't really have to stop. I just never think of it until I'm in the middle of something like today, you know. But I get up thinking I'm going to make a video, and then I get caught up. I get all my tools out, and then I don't want to stop, you know, and do it. So I'm going to leave my tripod and everything in the car. That way I can set up, and I'll be working leather, but we can still chat. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in and supporting me all the time, all over all these years, and being patient with me. I love you guys. I pray for you all the time. I pray for blessings on every area of your life, your relationships, your finances, your health. In Jesus' name, be blessed. And that's all I got today, man. You guys have a good one.